Over the years, our mission of empowering and developing Latino men and women as leaders of character for the nation in every sector of the global economy would not have been possible if we could not have relied on people that inspire us, and more importantly, people who embody the values we hold close to our heart: courage, honor, and a genuine commitment to our community and our country. Today, we are honoring John Ramirez. The words courage and duty are no stranger to Ramirez, in that for generations, his grandfather, father, and son have also served this country. During his 27 distinguished years of service in the United States Army, John held numerous positions, including squad leader, platoon sergeant, drill sergeant, senior advisor, first sergeant, division and brigade operations sergeant major, and battalion command sergeant major. John was then assigned as the Command Sergeant Major of the United States Army Accession Support Brigade. As a country, we are sincerely grateful to veterans for their bravery in defending our nation. As a veteran, Ramirez has demonstrated leadership skills, purpose, direction, and motivation. During his military career, he was selected as a committee member of the U.S. Army Special Executive Review Board for the Center for Strategic Leadership and named one of the top Hispanic leaders in the United States Army. Today, Ramirez is here with his wife of 38 years, Sonia. We are extremely proud of his accomplishments, and he reminds us that as Hispanic professionals, we all can achieve our dreams. Please join us in welcoming the ALPFA Veteran of the Year Award recipient, retired Command Sergeant Major John Ramirez.
I am the grandson of a soldier, the son of a soldier, the father of a soldier. I am a soldier. We represent but a small fraction of the hundreds of thousands of Latinos who have served in our armed forces for over 240 years, from the Revolutionary War to the conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq. I'm here this evening to discuss the importance of service to country, to share my story, to reflect on the significance of Latinos in service of their nation, and to emphasize why service to country must be a vital part of who we are. I was born and raised in the housing projects and Latino neighborhoods of Phoenix, Arizona. I was surrounded by proud Latino men like my grandfather, father, uncle, cousins, and neighbors who had one common bond: service in the United States military. I would listen intently as they shared their experiences. My grandfather would talk about his service as a 17-year-old infantryman in Europe during World War II, but he spoke more about his first experience with snow than he did with combat. Or my Uncle Adolf, who would share his time as a Merle's Marauder, who not until I was an adult and had the privilege of attending a service in his honor that I realized what he actually endured in Burma. Or the other stories of my father, neighbors, cousins who served in Korea and Vietnam. None served with the expectation of recognition or praise or a sense of entitlement. Resonating within all were the values, beliefs, attributes, and pride that comes with service to country. Because of them and the demands that they placed on me, I excelled in school. I graduated from high school at 16 with academic and athletic scholarships. However, after my first semester, and as soon as I turned 17, I joined the United States Army. My decision to serve was not in pursuit of fortune or fame. It originated with a desire to follow in the footsteps of those who served. For me, I felt compelled to follow their example. During my 20 years of service, I served 5 different presidents, both Republican and Democrat. I served during the Iranian hostage crisis, the end of the Cold War, and the fall of the Berlin Wall. For nearly 3 decades, I participated or supported the invasion of Grenada in Panama, the war on drugs in Central and South America, and Operations Desert Storm and Desert Shield. And sadly, I remember watching the horror of 9/11 and the attacks on New York City and the Pentagon, because I knew what it would mean to my soldiers, their families, my son who was serving at the Pentagon, and my country. While in the United States Army, I served in a number of positions, from a team leader to brigade sergeant major, and I was assigned to locations across the globe. I was able to obtain the highest enlisted rank and was given opportunities to address and change policy. I had the privilege to lead, influence, and support thousands of soldiers and their families, and I was given the great honor of being recognized as one of the top Hispanic leaders in the Army. However, my success was not mine alone. It was those who came before me. It was my wife of 38 years who gave more in service of her country than anyone will ever know. My journey and the journey of hundreds of thousands of Latinos represents the concepts and the ideals of citizenship and service to a nation forged in the Declaration of Independence and our U.S. Constitution. Every service member, past, present, and future, embodies the character of public service and his or her willingness to give up his or her life in defense of our country. And their service cannot and should not be forgotten. We should never forget the sacrifices of proud Latino men and women who served their country and oftentimes never received the recognition or the appreciation that they earned and deserved. Nor should we ever forget that etched on the tombstones at Arlington National Cemetery are thousands of fallen warriors with Spanish surnames. And we should never forget that 25% of the names on the walls on the Vietnam Memorial are engraved with Latinos who served at a time when the Latino population was only 5% of the U.S. population. All served with honor and dignity, and their sacrifices epitomize the true essence of service to country. As members of the Latino community, we can honor them by fulfilling our responsibility in service of our country. For you, the students and professionals of ALPFA, I cannot stress enough the importance of service to country and remind you that service is not isolated to or the sole responsibility of those in uniform. Each of us have the responsibility to do our part for our country, for our communities, for our organizations, for our families, and for ourselves. I cannot stress enough the value of modeling the behaviors, beliefs, attributes, and traits associated to service to country and the pride that comes with it. Moreover, service to country, when tied together with the value of education, the importance of hard work, the virtue of humility, as eloquently spoken by those who share this stage with me, adds value to your place at the table. So in closing, I remind you not to waste the opportunities that so many fought to create. Pay homage to their memory by being the best that you can be, by never taking the road of comfort, embrace adversity, and challenge the status quo. By giving the time and effort to support your communities, your organizations, is service to country. Pay those fallen heroes tribute by dedicating yourself to become tomorrow's business, community, and political leaders through the power of education, a strong work ethic, the virtue of humility, and lifelong service to country. Thank you and good night.